Hey, I didn't see you guys there. How much did you see exactly? Well, you must know I'm literally drowning my sorrows. Let's just say my employer unexpectedly quit, and now I'm out of a job. How'd that happen? Well, it was actually not like that TF2 comic. Yep, TF2 actually has a Christmas-themed comic, and the only reason why it's a comic is because TF2 players can barely read. So grab a cup of hot cocoa. And now I'll tell you my story. Before we get into the story, let's provide some context. The comic was first released on December 14th, 2011, to coincide with the second annual Australian Christmas update. The update itself added a slew of new winter-themed weapons, such as the Wrap Assassin, new cosmetics, festivizers, and a new map, Foundry. To say this update was great would be an understatement. The tie-in comic is also really great. The first page is a really cool piece of art depicting Santa beating the shit out of some guy, in the style of a 1960s magazine. The story opens up with Julius and Archibald rejoicing over the fact they received a bomb for their bond donation service. However, they're interrupted in the middle of speaking by a judge. This entire first page was actually a story that Scout was telling to the judge. Naturally, the judge is skeptical of Scout's story, letting Scout know he's under oath. Scout checks with his lawyer, who is Soldier, to see if he should be saying these things. Soldier says yes, so Scout sticks with his story. The judge calls Scout out on his bullshit, telling him the bomb actually blew up a mall Santa training facility. Then Scout implicates Soldier in the bomb donation, so Soldier attempts to kill Scout before he gets the chair. The judge says no one is riding the lightning, and sentences them both to community service. Fast forward to them performing said community service, and Elf Scout fails to raise up that level 10 GAT single mother. We then move to Soldier, who is dressed as Santa, giving a small child a sensible haircut. He then threatens to beat up the child's father. We then move to Spy, who is talking to Miss Pauling. She asks how Soldier became Scout's public defender. Spy retorts with saying Soldier's roommate is a magician. Miss Pauling tells Spy to keep things under control as Soldier decks a guy in the face. Then a voice booms in. It's revealed to be a man named Old Nick, an evil, fucked up version of Santa. He's come to do two things: give people the spirit of Australian Christmas, and to take your kids. Everyone is confused. Spy then asks Miss Pauling how much more trouble they get in if children get abducted. Miss Pauling then tells Spy to deal with the trouble as a kid walks up to Spy. Spy comforts the kid as he breaks off an icicle. Spy then hands the icicle to the kid and tells him he has a plan. Meanwhile, Scout and Nick are having a back and forth. Scout reveals his plan to stop Old Nick is with wrapping paper. Old Nick then approaches while Scout plucks a Christmas ornament from a nearby tree. He then hits the ornament like a baseball at Old Nick, hitting him in the head. But before Old Nick can call Scout a slur, Soldier comes up behind him and smashes him in the head. He falls down near a small child. Old Nick taunts the kid as he begins to get up. The child is frozen with fear. He picks up the child and tells him he's going to work extra hard at his Chinese sweatshop. Scout then tells him that's not a child you want to take. Old Nick is obviously confused as the child readies his icicle. He then stabs Old Nick in the neck, killing him instantly. Scout then thanks Spy, believing that the spy is disguised as the kid. Spy then walks in with a camera crew, crediting Scout and Soldier as the people who saved Swissmas. Scout gloats about being a hero, and Soldier is now educated on the war on Swissmas. We then catch up with Spy, who is talking to the kid who killed Old Nick. Spy asks if the child is still scared, to which he responds with a no. Spy then dryly tells the kid Merry Swissmas. And the final panel of the comic is a newspaper clipping from the 2 Fort Times stating local heroes kill Santa. Wow, now I'm thinking about it, maybe getting fired wasn't such a bad thing. I mean, one door closes, another one opens. I mean, maybe now I can get a better paying job.
Well, would you look at that?